Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be attempting to upgrade the SSD in my Xbox Series S from 512GB to a whopping 4TB. Is it possible? Probably not, but I'm going to try anyway. There's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. Number one is that I managed to find a pretty good deal on a M.2 drive on Amazon Prime Day. I managed to bag this 4TB M.2 for £147, which is a pretty good deal. I was going to use this as a storage drive in my PC, the one that you see obviously at the side of me here, but basically I thought, you know what, I may as well try and upgrade it. I don't think it's possible, but I do know that Xbox are bringing a new 1TB drive out, so who knows, they may have recently changed something in the software. I don't know. But the other reason I'm doing this is just to see if it's possible because of a video which Lewis Rossman recently did. Lewis, a big thank you for bringing the issue with the SSDs to light. I really do appreciate it, and I genuinely appreciate the support as well from Lewis in giving my channel a mention and things like that as well. Absolutely fantastic guy. If you don't know who he is, I highly recommend checking him out. But basically on the Xbox Series S and the Series X, the SSD is paired to the console. And the SSD which is in there, which is, let's see if I can grab one. I've got a couple up here somewhere. There we go. The Xbox Series S SSDs are pretty crap, to be honest. They're very quick, fair enough, but they're not great at all. And they fail quite a lot. So is it possible? I don't know. This is a 2230. This is whatever the hell this is. 2280, I think, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, 2280 it says on there. Should have just looked at it before I started the video. But yeah, obviously there's a massive size difference, but I'm going to try and make it work, at least just to see if it's possible. And then maybe we can look at modding the board to make it fit, if it is possible. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't got a clue. I've never tried it. I have tried to upgrade it to the 1TB before, and I failed miserably. But like I said, they may have changed something in the software recently, given the fact that the Series S is getting a little bit of an upgrade to a 1TB. Well, I say upgrade. It's really not an upgrade, is it? But yeah, let's try it anyway. So, like I said, I'm going to try it. A big thank you to Lewis Rossman for bringing the issue to light. They are failing, and it would be nice to at least see if it's possible to upgrade them to a 4TB or to a 1TB or whatever, and maybe use a more reliable drive. But before we do that, I do want to tell you about today's sponsor, PCBWay. Today's video is sponsored by PCBWay. Whether you've got a simple project that requires a quick mod board or you want to launch your own products to the world, PCBWay can help. With fantastic pricing on multi-layer PCBs, flex PCBs, 3D printing and even laser cutting solutions, you're sure to get everything you need all in one place. Custom PCBs start from just $5 for a 1 to 2 layer board with a fast 24-hour build time and free shipping on orders over $30. PCBWay are also proud to announce their new aluminium PCBs, which start at just $120 per square metre. Check out what PCBWay have to offer by clicking on the link in the video description or the top pinned comment and get your project started today. Now that's some good coffee. Thanks PCBWay. Alright, so here's the console. This console I've actually left apart. It's one that I worked on recently. I bought it off eBay and I repaired the HDMI circuit on it, and then I just haven't done anything with it. This is all working, it's turning on, and if I just switch over to the ugly cam for a second, now you know why it's called an ugly cam. Yes, I've got a bunch of consoles and a bunch of boxes behind me. I am building a new workshop soon. I am absolutely overrun with parts. Can't do anything about it. I know it's a mess, but nothing I can do. Not at the minute anyway. But that is turning on, and it is working absolutely fine. But yeah, there we go. So you can see it working. It's absolutely fine. This console I am going to be giving away to a supporter. And what I mean by that is basically whenever I do a giveaway and I open it up to the general public, I seem to get, you know, a couple hundred people who will subscribe, and then they'll create shed loads of accounts and stuff, and it'll just ruin everyone's chances for a giveaway. And a way to say thank you to my supporters, I'm going to lock it down to supporters only. So that's people who subscribe on Twitch, Patreon supporters and channel members on YouTube as well. I'm going to be giving this away when I hit 100,000 subscribers, which is really close. I can almost taste it. This console is fully working. It's one I bought off eBay, and I did a HDMI repair on it. It was very simple. Well, it was actually a trace repair, but it was a a straightforward repair. No power issues or anything like that. And as you can see here, the SSD is there. This is a 512 gig. That's in here at the minute. It's been factory reset, so there's nothing on there. There's no data or anything like that. As you'll see here, we're going to have a bit of an issue because the drive that's in here at the minute is a 2230, one of these. So this is a 1 terabyte here. This is a 2280. Whoops, that way. This is a 2280 just here. So there is one thing we could potentially do, and you'll see here that there's a ground plane just here, right? So this ground plane goes all the way over here, and this screw thread here, this standoff for the screw, that's actually connected to ground. It does ground the SSD, but you can see here that a 2280 would actually fit if I was to modify it and basically put a screw thread, or take the screw thread off here and put it there, right? So is it going to be possible? If I can get the console working, then I might be able to actually secure it properly, but I'm not sure. It doesn't go all the way through, but it does. Well, it kind of screws into the board. You just have to be careful, I guess, and not screw it in all the way. But you could probably secure it enough. But I'll try and get it working first before I even consider, modifying the board and moving this terminal, this screw thread or standoff, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, that works absolutely fine. The M.2 drive works, all of that. But I'll just show you what happens when I actually try and plug in this drive. So if we just remove this original drive, this is the one that came with the console, and it's paired to the board. So like I said, there's a couple of reasons I'm doing this, and one of these reasons is because of the pairing issues. Just to show people that no, you can't just swap out the drive. So yeah, that would, if I was to modify this, fit absolutely perfectly. You'd probably have to modify the case as well, but yeah, I mean, you can see it would fit, and I would be able to move it. But you might have to grind some of the case away because there are a few grooves in the case and stuff as well. So if I just, I'm going to have to tape this down or something just to hold it. So I've got some double-sided sticky tape here, and I can take a bit of this. I don't have any scissors, or at least not immediately to hand. But if I just take a piece of this double-sided sticky tape, then I should be able to just drop that there, because that's non-conductive. There we go. So if I just plug this in, and just stick it down to the tape, there we go. Nice. Actually, not nice. I've got to be very careful here, because that's going to cause it to bend, so I would have to take this off. And you could probably get a 4 terabyte, actually no, I think the maximum is 2 terabytes in a 2230 size, but yeah, I probably would be able to get a 2 terabyte, but I'm going to have to take that off if I want to use this on a more permanent basis, sort of thing. But yeah, let's just change this up a little bit. So let's just peel this back, and let's just double it up, well, triple it up, quadruple it up. There we go. That should work. That should keep it away from the standoff there. But yeah, that's better. So it's on a little bit of an angle, but at least it's pushing down on the pins, right? But if I just try and power this on normally, you're going to see the console's just going to shut off. It's not going to actually work. I will plug the fan in just so no one in the comments can say, oh, it's because you didn't have the fan in. Even though it would work fine without the fan, it would just get warm. But then at least no one can argue it's the fact that I didn't have the fan in or anything like that. Alright, so that power supply's in. And I don't have a power board at all that I can use, so I am going to have to short this out. But because I've just pressed that power button, well, technically, it should fire up, right? And it's not going to, because the SSD is wrong. So I can press that button as much as I want. That you actually should have heard that shut off then. Yeah, so as you can very likely hear there, it just shuts off. It don't power on at all. So to actually turn this on without the power button, I'm just shorting out these two left pins on this front panel here, because that's the positive and ground for the power button itself, and then these ones here are on the right hand side are for the LED. So I could actually, you know, jerry rig something up and make an LED to give me an indication of whether it's working or not, but it doesn't really matter. I know that it's not turning on. And as you can hear, it does have the shutdown sound. So it is shutting itself down, and that is because of the SSD. So if I do that with an official Microsoft hard drive, I'm not going to get these mixed up, by the way. So that's the original. That's mine, the one that I've got working. I'll sell these on my online store. I've got a few of them for sale. Consolefix.shop. Might as well shill the online store while I'm there, just for the head of it. If I power that on now, fan's going to spin. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. It's not going to spin because that's the 1 terabyte drive. But it's not going to make that shutdown noise because it has got the partitions there which it needs, but it's still not going to boot up because it's the wrong drive and it's paired with the security key. And if I just plug in the original drive again, and that will start to spin now. The fan will spin. I did get the right one, didn't I? Yep. There you go. So as you can see, it worked fine with the original drive, but unfortunately that means that it makes it almost impossible without some pokey jiggery to actually upgrade it, and that's the annoying thing. So what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to try plugging my reader in. So I'm going to try plugging it into my reader. So that's my original. So I want to put that into drive A, and I want to put this replacement here. This is just a replacement I've got. I'll try it with this one first, and I'll try plugging that into B. And I'm going to try and actually clone the damn thing onto a 1 terabyte drive. Let's see if we can do a 1 terabyte first, shall we? And then if we manage to successfully do the 1 terabyte, then we'll try a 4 terabyte. Well, we'll try the 4 terabyte anyway, because you never know. So I'm just going to connect this up. I've got this hooked up to my bench supply because I'm sick of plugging in the power lead. So I'll just solder a couple of wires to it. If I just turn this on, and it's recognising both drives, I'm going to try and clone it. There we go. Okay, that's accepted that. So for starters, it's accepted a 1 terabyte. I don't need everything. I don't need the entire drive, just to make it clear. All I really need, and I could ruin this console, I might end up having to buy another one to give away, but all I need to be able to get this to successfully boot is a 1 terabyte partition at the start of the SSD. So the very first partition, sorry, not 1 terabyte, 1 gigabyte. There's a 1 gigabyte partition which contains an encrypted security key. I think it's 128 megabytes, the actual file, but it's an encrypted security key. It's got a custom partition. It's an XBFS partition type, which I think stands for Xbox File System. And basically, we can't read it. So when these drives die, if they completely die, then we're kind of screwed. It means that we can't actually replace the drive. You know, if we can't get it to power on and read that 1 gigabyte partition, which really does suck. That should be all I need, by the way. Shouldn't need anything more than that. So I'm going to shut that off. I'm going to take that one. One thing you do want to do is make sure that you do not get this wrong, okay? Do not get this wrong. If you're using this exact Sabrent reader, this one here, and I'll leave a link in the top pinned comment of that. But if you're using this exact reader, your source drive, so the original drive, the one that you want to clone onto a new drive, has to go into slot A. Because if it doesn't, if you put it the other way around, you're going to clone this drive onto this one, and then your console is dead forever with no chance of recovery at all, right? So do not get that wrong, ever. That's why I double checked it before I press clone. I'm going to try and power this on with that drive in. Let's just screw it down, just because, well, I don't want to have any contact issues. So I'll screw that down. So that's the 1 terabyte drive. So that's the one without the sticker on it, right? So that's the original drive. I am going to say something as well. If you do start, look, if this boots now and I actually start to reinstall the operating system, this drive is then no longer usable. Whatever I do from there on in, it has to be from this drive, because it'll change the security key straight away and I won't be able to use this drive again. Okay, unless I clone this drive onto this drive. Just a heads up. Let's have a look and see if this wants to boot with this 1 terabyte drive in it. Is my fan going to spin? Yes, it is. So there you go. So it's cloned that security file, that security key over, and now the console will boot and turn on with a 1 terabyte drive. Will it install OSU 1? I don't know. It might do. Let's just plug in a USB. So I've got a flash drive here. I'm going to copy over OSU 1, the latest OSU 1, that's offline system update, onto a USB, and I'm going to try and install the 1 terabyte. Right, so I've got the latest OSU 1 here. I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to use a external SSD. So I've got a USB Type-C SSD, and it's 500 gig, obviously plenty. I've already formatted this to NTFS, so it's ready to go. So I'm just going to copy this over from the OSU 1 zip file to the SSD, and it should make things a lot quicker in terms of installing and things like that. It's got much faster reads than, you know, a standard USB and things. Even when it's using USB Type A 3.1 or whatever it runs on. So yeah, I mean 40 megaseconds. It's over USB. It's not great, but you know, it's certainly a lot quicker than a normal USB drive, flash drive. So I'll copy this over. It's going to take about 2.5 minutes. I won't make you wait for it. I'll just pick it up when the files have copied over. So yeah, like I said, I changed my mind. Rather than using, you know, a standard 64 gigabyte USB, I've used that instead, this external SSD I've got. So a huge thank you to CG, by the way. He sends me loads of stuff, and he sent me a few of these external SSDs. This is a Samsung T7. They're pretty quick. They're not bad. So yeah, that's plugged in. I've got it converted from Type-C to Type-A, and yeah, it should be all good. Let's go over to the capture card. So you might notice the the HDMI's changed. This is my TV one. This is my microscope cable. So it should pick up on the capture card, just like that. So we've got E100. That's perfectly normal. You know, even on the original Xboxes, when you changed hard drive, you get a E100 error. So I'm just gonna connect up a controller, and I've just realised I don't have any Wi-Fi antenna or anything, or rather Wi-Fi card or anything plugged in, so I'm gonna have to plug that. Yeah, the sync button and the IR receiver's on this one, so we have to have this one. Synchronizer controller, there we go. Yeah, it's picked up straight away. Cool. Okay, so we'll go troubleshoot, and then we'll go offline system update. Fingers crossed it actually accepts this. So let's let this run through and see if it's actually going to let me install it with a 1 terabyte first. I'll fast forward through this. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch through it. I'll fast forward through it and pick it up in a minute. Okay, we're on 77, 88. Oh, that jumped up quick. Come on, please. Please get through and work. Come on. 94%. Oh, yes. This Xbox now has a 1 terabyte drive in it. Alright, let's run through connection. Make sure everything works. Or run through the setup rather, make sure everything works. Okay, let me just sign into my account. Wouldn't it be a twist if Microsoft banned me for this? Yeah, that would be a twist, wouldn't it? Boom, there we go. That is on the dashboard. There we go, 802 gigabytes. It's working. 1 terabyte of storage. Well, pretty much. Microsoft's rendition of 1 terabyte. That's working with a 1 terabyte drive. Okay, there we go. So, that is all working. And it's now got a 1 terabyte working drive. But we're going to try and take it one step further. We're going to try and upgrade to a 4 terabyte. Let's just shut that down. Whoops. Let's unplug these just so I don't break anything. So just to show you now as well, by the way, before I do anything else, this original 512 gig is now no longer valid. It changes the security key every time you reinstall it. And that, my friend, is annoying. Really annoying. Because that means that if you mess anything up, you're screwed. Pretty much. You're absolutely screwed. Yeah, no fan spin look. See? That SSD is now useless in terms of using it on this console. Why they done that, or why they did that rather, I should probably speak proper English. I'll never know. But they did, and that freaking sucks. But anyway, this is the new drive, 1 terabyte, the one with the sticker. Let's plug that in there. Let's plug my 4 terabyte into there. This is going to be one hell of an achievement if it works with a 4 terabyte. The good thing is as well, because, I mean, if it does allow me to actually clone this, the good thing is Microsoft would automatically modify the partitions and adjust them. You know, the software does that automatically. I'm actually quite nervous now, to be honest, as to whether this works or not. If it does, I'm taking this 4 terabytes and I'm trying it with my own Series X. Alright. Here we go. Exact same process. Come on. Oh, come on. It looks like it doesn't want to actually accept it on the cloning tool. It looks like the actual cloning tool doesn't want to accept 4 terabyte. I wonder whether I've got to actually create the partitions first, because it's not actually firing up the clone tool. You know, it's trying, but then it just doesn't, which does suck a little bit. So if because that hasn't started flashing, that means it hasn't started the clone process at all. So if I try and plug this in there, it's not going to boot up. And it only takes a split second to actually clone that key. Like, it doesn't take long at all. But yeah, it didn't flash, so it's not going to work. But I can certainly try creating the partitions manually and then try it again. See, it's not synced anymore either because the hard drive changed. Damn it. Oh. Oh, it might have done. It might have started. Wait, really? He got it from that split second, did he? Are you serious? Did he or didn't he? He didn't. Damn it. Got my freaking hopes up for nothing. Well, hang on. That's apparently turned on. Or it was. Ah, it's because the SSD unplugged. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, no, shut off. Damn it. Right, well, there's one thing I'm going to try. Because it's attempting to boot up, I'm going to try holding the sync button. No. Nah. It's not going to allow it. Damn it. So I was trying to hold the sync button and try and force it into safe mode, but that just wasn't having none of it. So as you can see there, no signal, so it's definitely not working. Ah, that really got my hopes up. Let's plug this into a USB drive. So I'm just going to let this boot up with my, well, with this 1 terabyte drive, the one that was in there, just so I can, whoops, just so I can get the partitions. Damn it, that scared me a little bit. So I just want to get the partitions and take a screenshot of it. Alright, so I've got the partitions here. So I screenshotted this, so I've got this in my snippet sketch app. And here is that 1 terabyte, that 1 gigabyte file that I'm talking about, the partition. So then we've got temp content, we've got user content, we've got system support, system update, update 2, and then a gigabyte of unallocated. So this is a raw partition, we can't read this, but the rest of them we can. So if I go, whoops, if I drop that for a start, if I just take this out, plug it into here. Let's just disconnect everything just so as it doesn't affect anything. If I just plug this all back in now, and that's why I use crocodile clips for it, because it's just easy. And turn this back on. Okay, so that's loaded up. So the first thing I'm going to do is list disk, select disk 2, clean. There we go. So that's just cleaned that disk completely. So we're going to go for 1024 megabytes. That's 1 gigabyte. Do not assign a drive letter. Do not format this volume. Okay, so we've got a 1 gigabyte raw partition. So we're not going to assign a drive letter, but we're going to format it using NTFS, and we're going to call this temp content. Let me just close a few of these windows here. That's better. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. So we're going to call that temp content. There we go. That's formatting that. Next is going to be system update, 12 gig. Contains a maximum number of partitions. No. No. Right, okay. I need it to be GPT. I've got to do this again. So we've got 2,860 gig free, so 2.8 terabytes, but that partition's exactly the same as the 1 terabyte that we're currently using. Let's see if it'll allow me to clone it now. So that took a little bit longer than I wanted, to be honest. Let's swap that over to there and swap that over, or rather put that one in there. Let's plug it back in. See if it allows that to go through. Please work. I think if it allows it to go through, we'll probably get this to boot with a 4 terabyte. Come on. Ah, no. Ah, damn it. Right, so I've got Linux loaded up here. I've got Ubuntu up. I've just installed gparted. I forgot to switch screens, sorry. But yeah, I've just installed gparted on here. Okay, so I've got the drives, there we go. So we've got an 867 there and we've got a 3.64 terabyte there. So yeah, you can see we've got the partitions there. Oh, Microsoft Reserve partition, what's that? Is that why it's not working? So let's wait for this to refresh. Right, so we've got unallocated there. We need to move that. Well, we need to delete that and move it to the front of the drive before the unallocated. I think the problem is it puts the 1 terabyte part, the 1 gigabyte part, this one here, in a negative offset, I think. No, not updating. Yeah, so I think it puts it at like a negative offset. I think that's what they're called. I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it does. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So move SDD to the left, or SDD2 to the left rather. That might take too long. So what I mean is, if you look here, dev SDC1, you can see that it's an unknown partition, it's XBFS. What I mean is there's no unallocated space before, right? Whereas on the 4 terabyte drive there is, we've got 16 meg of unallocated space. So yeah. Alright, so what we need is, we need this partition here, SDC1. So we want the input file equals dev SDC1. And we want the output file equals dev SDD2, I think it is. Yeah, SDD2. Let's try that. Permission died. Damn it. I didn't sudo. Oh, I didn't put a progress on there. Cancel that. No, can't cancel it. Okay, it's done that, apparently. So, 1 second. I don't think that's gone through. Sudo dd input file equals dev SDC, output file equals dev SDD, status equals progress. Let's try that. So the problem is I don't want to do all of this. I don't want to allocate all of it. So at the minute it's just coming up unallocated for everything. That might be because it's being used, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try cancelling it in a minute. Once I get to more than 1 terabyte, 1 gigabyte, I keep calling it 1 terabyte, I know, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, once I get past 1 gigabyte, I think I'm going to try cancelling it, or, well, aborting the operation, because it's going to take forever. You know, it's copying at 1.6 megabytes a second, and that's going to take about, what, 12 hours, 14 hours? I'm not willing to wait that long. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll let this run to past 1 gigabyte, and then we'll cancel the operation. That took almost 20 minutes just to do that 1.1 gigabytes. Let's cancel out of that. There we go. Okay. Let's rescan, see what happens. Comes up unallocated. I really don't know why, but it comes up unallocated. Oh, that's annoying. I doubt that's going to work. I'll plug that in. I doubt it's going to work, but let's give it a try anyway. Let's use the Phillips screwdriver to short these buttons out. It's easier. Nope. I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to allow it. Never mind. No. I knew it wasn't going to work. I seem to have gained a friend. Yeah, I know. The videos are boring, ain't they, mate? She'll sit here for hours and let me stroke her neck like this. Well, this drive is blank, so let's just see if it'll allow me to clone it while it's completely and utterly blank. I doubt it's going to, and I'm probably going to have to call it quits on this and do some more research on it as to why it's not letting me do it. See, all I need to be able to get this to boot is that 1 GB file. That's it. That's all I freaking need, and I just can't get it. I just cannot get it. Right, well, it looks like it's partially beat me. It looks like we can upgrade it to a 1 TB, but we can't upgrade it to a 4 TB yet. I'm sure there'll be a way, but for now, yeah, 1 TB is the best we can do. But that being said, this is one of a kind because no one else has got a 1 TB. Well, actually, that's a lie because I know a couple of people who've already done it. I did kind of know that it was possible to do a 1 TB, but yeah, it's unique, isn't it? There's not many of them going to be about. I mean, I guarantee probably a couple hundred people have managed to do it and get it working. But yeah, a 1 TB Series S doesn't sound bad, especially considering the 1 TB Series S isn't even out yet. I'm going to be giving this console away to one of my supporters because I want to say thank you to everyone. We're near enough on 100,000 subscribers, and that to me is just unbelievable. I honestly can't believe it. I never expected it when I first started this YouTube channel. But as a way of saying thank you to some of the supporters, I'm going to give all of my channel supporters an opportunity to actually win this Series S with a 1 TB drive in it. If you do want to support the channel, you can become a channel member on YouTube by clicking on the join button below the video. You can support me on Patreon by clicking on the link in the video description. I'll get my words out. I'm tired. It's nearly 5 AM. You can click on the link in the video description, go over to Patreon, support me there, or you can become a Twitch subscriber, whether that's either with a paid subscription or whether it's with a Amazon Prime account. You can link an Amazon Prime account to Twitch and become a subscriber completely free. I'm going to get the video finished so as I can go to bed because I need at least a couple of hours sleep before I take my kids to school, and I've only got 3 hours. So with that being said, thank you very much, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of the support as always. If you do want to enter the giveaway, like I said, you need to become a channel supporter because I can't just have it open to the general public because that just inflates the amount of subscribers I've got. It wastes everyone's time. It reduces chances for people who actually want to win it to actually win it, and it allows people who are literally just searching for giveaway all day long to actually enter. So links are all in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see you later. Bye for now.